Hi, my name is Sylvester Sean, and I did my final presentation on genderlect styles. So, what is it? The term genderlect is defined as a term suggesting that masculine and feminine styles of discourse are best viewed as two distinct cultural dialects. And this term was coined by a linguistics professor at Georgetown University, and her name was Deborah Tannen. And Tannen insists that there are gender differences in the way that we speak. So, one way in which she says that there is a difference in the way that we speak is that women have a desire for connection through communication and men have a desire for status through communication. So, Tannen believes that women tend to seek human connection, whereas men tend to seek status. Women long for intimacy while men try to maintain their freedom. And Tannen argues that men and women in an ideal situation and world would like to have both intimacy and independence. However, she does not think that this is possible. So this results in men and women having different priorities, which gives them differing views of the same situation. And so essentially what she's saying is that women are mainly focused on trying to get the sense that they're in touch, while men are working to preserve their independence. Um, and so she's saying that a woman's longing for intimacy is a threat to a man's desire for freedom, and it could sidetrack the masculine quest to be one up in all their relationships. However, Tannen does say that she does believe that some men are really open to intimacy, just as some women are concerned with power, but you don't really see that all the time. So this is one of the main parts of the theory, and it's rapport talk versus report talk. And so report talk is the typical monologic style of men, which seeks to command attention, convey information, and win arguments. Whereas rapport talk is the typical conversational style of women, and it seeks to establish a connection with others. Um, and so Julia Wood, who's a communication professor at the University of North Carolina, um, she thinks that Tannen's observation have merit and that the connection status distinction is even evident in childhood. And she says that there are three key rules each that boys and girls learn. So she said that the rules that boys learn are: one, communicate to assert your ideas, opinions, and identity; two, use talk to solve problems or develop a strategy; and three, speak in a way that attracts attention to yourself. Whereas in contrast to these rules, girls learn to number one, use communication to create and maintain relationships; two, involve others in conversations and respond to their ideas; and three, show sensitivity to others and to relationships. And so there are five types of talk, and each each form shows that women value rapport talk while men value report talk. So the five types of talk are private versus public speaking, telling a story, listening, asking questions, and conflict. So this is the first one, which is private versus public speaking, and I created a short video for it.
So let me tell you about my day.
Yeah, go ahead.
So this is my presentation. What do you guys think? Any suggestions?
I think this is a good idea, and I think we should do it this way.
So essentially what the video is showing is the first two clips. So the first clip is a woman saying, "Let me tell you about my day." And the second clip is a man saying, "Yeah, go ahead." And essentially what Tannen was saying was that women seem to talk more in private conversations, whereas men kind of tend to just listen and sit there and be their ear for them, or a giant ear, as she says in the text. But then in the public arena, men vie for ascendancy and speak much more than women do. Um, and so essentially, in public speaking, women kind of just want to see like, oh, um, this was my presentation, but I'm open to other ideas. Whereas men are more like, this is my presentation, this is what we should do, and I think it'll work best this way. Um, okay, so the second form of talk is telling a story, and so this is the video for that.
I put a cake in the oven for 20 minutes and realized it wasn't on. I'm so foolish.
I don't know, dude. Somehow I made that game-winning shot. It was crazy.
Um, and so essentially what this video is showing is that um, when telling a story, women women aren't really, they they add a humorous level to it, um, and women tend to express their desire for community, and but then also if the woman is the main story or the main character in her own narrative, she usually describes herself as doing something foolish rather than acting in a clever manner, whereas the man has this idea of, oh, can you top this, or they're trying to be the focus of their status. So in that story that the man told, he was the hero. So the next one is listening, and this is the video for that.
I'm listening to you.
I agree with you.
So this is important for the reason that in listening, um, Tannen says that a woman listening to a story or an explanation tends to hold eye contact and offer head nods and react with yeah, uh-huh, right, or other responses that indicate I'm listening to you or I'm with you. But a man is more concerned with status, and so that overt style of active listening means I agree with you. So he avoids putting himself in a submissive situation. And what she says is that when a woman who is listening starts to speak before the other person is finished, she usually does so to add a word of agreement to show support or to finish a sentence with what she thinks the speaker will say. And this is called cooperative overlap. And so the final video I have is for asking questions.
Food was amazing, don't you think?
No, I already told you I don't need to ask for directions. I'll figure it out on my own.
And so for asking questions, Tannen thinks that men and women kind of annoy each other with their different ways of asking questions or not asking them. Um, so for example, what Tannen says that men usually don't like to ask for help, um, even when it comes to directions and they don't know where they're going. So as we saw in this clip, the man was supposed to be driving a car and he was saying he was going to ask for directions and that he'll figure it out, and that he would rather um, take the time to figure it out than ask for help. Whereas a woman does something called a tag question, which is a short question at the end of a declarative statement, often used by women to soften the sting of potential disagreement or invite open and friendly dialogue. And so essentially, um, whenever a woman states their opinion, they often tag them with the question at the end of the sentence. And so they want this, and so they want them. the person that they're having the dialogue with to feel like they can contribute something and they want to have a connection with that person. And so the last um, form of communication is conflict, and although I don't have a video for this, I will explain what it is. So men are more comfortable with conflict than women are because they see life as a contest with other individuals, and women see conflict as a threat to connection. Therefore, they will try to avoid conflict at all costs. Um, and so you can see this in a lot of movies, and you even see this in real life whenever I can speak from experience when I've been out at the bar and my guy friend, has tried to fight someone else, and they get really into it, and then I will have to step in and be like, look, it's not worth it, it's fine, and then I'll normally tell the person that they were trying to fight, oh, sorry, like he's just really drunk or he's had a rough day, and it's fine, and I'll try to make an excuse for him because I don't want there to be conflict. I just want everything to be okay. And so, um, even though all of that seems like there, that means that there's no hope for men and women to understand each other, but we can learn to understand each other. Tana believes that there is a benefit to understanding each other in our different dialects. Understanding each other's styles and motives behind those styles, we can start to overcome destructive responses. We can do this through sensitivity training for men and assertiveness training for women. So we could teach men how to be more sensitive in the way that they speak and their tone and how they speak, so that it can appeal to women. And we could teach women how to speak more assertively and speak their mind so that it can so that men can retain their speech more. And if we do all of this and if we try to work collectively and together, there will be no more, you just don't understand. We can all learn to understand each other, and we can all learn how to understand each other's dialects.